Welcome into NJCAA All Access. It is March and basketball continues. I'm Zach McKinstry.
And I'm Alexa Wesselman. The regular season has ended. District tournaments have started, which means national championships are on the way.
Yeah, and those regional and district tournaments have provided a lot of action. Here's some of what happened in our JUCO scoreboard. It was the final full week of the regular season, so rivalries, upsets, and surprises were at an all-time high. We start with number 13 Indian Hills, who took down number 3 Triton in a dominant 93-72 victory. Kenny Briggs was the story in this one, as the freshman guard dropped 25 points off the bench, matching the stellar play from the Trojans' Amar Aguilar to pull off the upset. We had our eyes on this rematch as well. Number 12 Odessa couldn't capitalize on their chance at redemption against Clarendon, and the Bulldogs complete the series sweep at home. What a game it was for Clarendon star Dior Johnson. The redshirt freshman transfer from Pitt had 38 points, with 16 coming at the stripe. As a team, the Bulldogs shot 52 free throws to put a damper on Willie Lightfoot's 30-point performance. And a big ranked matchup between number 15 Hutch and number 2 Barton saw the Cougars come out in front 91-78, and they finished the season 29-1 with a Jayhawk Conference title. A big-time regular season finale on the women's side. Northwest Florida and Gulf Coast battled in the top 10, but the number 6 Raiders got the W. Ryan Diaz dos Santos dominated for the Commodores, putting up 28 points and 4 threes. But point guard Destiny McFall facilitated the Northwest Florida offense to perfection. 6 assists and 0 turnovers in the upset win. More shockers in D2 as South Arkansas got revenge on number 1 National Park Nighthawks, winning a thriller in the Region 2 Tournament Championship. Lots of lead changes in this one. This was with 7.5 minutes left, down by 3, and Bryant Hill splashes this one home to tie it at 54. The second half was highlighted by defense, though. Only 17 points were scored in the final 8.5 minutes, and most were free throws. Big block by the Stars there, and they would increase the lead on the other end. A nice drive and double clutch results in a tough finish, and South Ark retakes the lead 58-56. Patrick Punch gets it back with 3 minutes to go by converting this and one, and the Nighthawks lead 59-58. Again, the defense would get it done, though, with this big-time block, tipping it off the top of the glass following free throws, which allowed the Stars to get their lead back. Down to 10 seconds. NPC has the chance to tie it, down by 2. They miss, but get the offensive board and get the foul call to head to the line. 2 massive free throws to tie the game up, and the first caroms off the back rim and gets a great bounce to cut it to 1. This one for the tie, not as friendly. It rattles out and the Stars can put it away. This was the final chance for NPC. The baseline Hail Mary, can't find anyone, and South Arkansas completes the improbable upset over the nation's number 1. Another eventful D2 Region Championship was St. Louis CC, who upset number 11 North Central Missouri. A tie game with 2 minutes left, and Jamari Davenport nails a big-time corner 3 for the Archers to jump in front. But that lead wouldn't last. A few seconds later, Pirates guard Tyler King knocks down his own jumper to get it back to level 62-62. Next possession, and it's Devin Davis, who spins into space and gets nothing but net on the mid-range. St. Louis back in front. Under 30 seconds, and it's Davis again, this time with a dagger. Recovers the dribble and pulls up for a long 2, which skips in off the front iron, and that would cement the victory. The Archers claim a region title over North Central Missouri, 67-64 the final. Big-time shock in Division III, Brookdale dealt their first loss of the year on this game winner in the region title game. And lastly, another number 1 falls. Number 5, Anoka Ramsey knocks off Rochester 72-67 thanks to Michaela Holton's stellar performance, putting up 22-7-5 in the win. Postseason play continues for most divisions. Here's Alexa with some dates to put in your calendar.
Well, we don't have any specific matchups that we're going to cover this week, but we do have district tournaments coming up. So let's start with D1 men's and women's. Their district tournaments start this weekend and go through March 16th with the D1 men's selection show and the D1 women's selection show airing on March 17th. That's a Sunday, so mark it on your calendars because you do not want to miss it. Same goes for D2 men's and women's basketball. Some of their district tournaments have already started, but they all finish by March 10th, with D2 men's and women's selection shows being released on Tuesday, March 12th. And the D3 championship, March 13th through the 16th in Herkimer, New York at Herkimer College. Both D3 men's and women's selection shows were released this past Wednesday, so if you missed them, head over to njcaa.org or the NJCAA YouTube page to find out where your favorite team was seated. We've got more of NJCAA All Access after this break, so stay tuned.
Intensity fuels these champion student athletes to greatness. Zurich Insurance is proud to be the official provider of student athlete insurance for the National Junior College Athletic Association. Throughout the highs, we cheer along to their screams of victory. Throughout the lows, we support them through their tears of defeat. Zurich Insurance, helping student athletes play the sport they love.
I have a little birthday message for you from someone too.
I heard you really love basketball. You're a good shooter and a good dribbler. Happy birthday, MJ, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Welcome back into NJCAA All Access. It's time for our final spring sports preview as we take a look at the top 5 teams in NJCAA Division III softball. The preseason top 5 has the number 1 and 2 where they finished last year after that thrilling come-from-behind walk-off in the championship game. They're followed by Herkimer, Joliet, and RCSJ Gloucester to round out the poll. We start with the reigning champs, North Dakota SCS. They racked up a ton of awards after their title-winning season in 2023, predominantly Caitlin Strauss, who won NFCA Pitcher of the Year and was an All-American, and Shai Piquel, who was the Division III Tournament MVP, hitting .393 last year. They are out to a 9-3 start this year thanks to some key returners like Avery Martin, who is an All-American hitting over .500 on the season while adding 12 home runs. Freshman Kendall Moss has also been a big piece of this year's Wildcats lineup, hitting .438 with a .538 on-base percentage and .625 slugging, as well as 11 RBIs in her 12 games played. In the circle, pitchers Emma Johnson and Grace Folkema have already earned Pitcher of the Week honors, and North Dakota State College of Science looks to defend their title in Tennessee this year. The runner-up last year was the Corning Red Barons, and they only returned 3 sophomores. One of them is Lily Callahan, who hit .350 last year and is out to a scorching .481 batting average this season. Corning brought in transfer Jenna Plew, who has been important in the circle and at the plate, batting .500 and tossing 26 innings since transferring from St. Rose. And lastly, the Herkimer Generals. This squad is primed for a big run in 2024, returning 2 second-team All-Region players from last year. Olivia Friend hit .527 in 38 games last season and already has 6 extra base knocks this year. And Danielle Filippello drove home 57 runs last year and returns that power to the plate in 2024. Excited to see how those teams pan out on the road to Chattanooga for the NJCAA Division III Softball World Series. All right, we got another break on the way, but on the other side, we have our rankings and junior college gyms. Don't go anywhere.
makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Welcome back to NJCAA All Access. We're going to get into rankings, but we don't have as many as we normally do, as D3 men's and women's basketball have already wrapped up, has been seeded, and their championship is about to start shortly. D2 men's and women's are in district tournament right now, so they are playing, finding out what the seeding is next week. We do have rankings for D1 men's and women's. In D1 men's basketball, Barton's still topping the rankings at number 1. Triton falls to 7th from being 3rd last week. Mineral Area moves up to 6th. Indian Hills jumps to 10th. Panola making moves into 14th. Odessa falls a few spots to 15th. Trinity Valley jumping to 17th. Moberly Area falls to 19th. Caldwell Tech down to 22nd. And Butler down to 24th. In D1 women's basketball, Hutchinson gets another week at number 1. Wabash Valley and Gulf Coast, they swap. They now go 2nd and 3rd respectively. Dodge City falls to 17th, Pensacola down to 21st, and Temple down to 23rd. And Zach is now standing by with this week's edition of Junior College Gems.
Well, Leap Day just passed, but the jumps continue on this week's JUCO Gems as we take a look at some high-flying dunks and catches across the National Junior College Athletic Association landscape. First in Texas, 6'10" big man Malik Ewan gets up on this dunk. The Ole Miss transfer skies his way to a highlight in a big win over number 12 Odessa. Ewan finished with 17 points on 8 for 14 shooting, and South Plains continues to prove why they're at the top. And I'd imagine they'll stay there if Ewan keeps balling like that. More basketball, and what a dunk from Tyon Grant Foster. The former Indian Hills Warriors cocks back and throws down a hammer against UT Rio Grande Valley for Grand Canyon University. The redshirt senior has been racking up conference awards this season, averaging 19.4 points a game for the Lopes, who look to be tournament bound. And lastly, how about a throwback? This clip from Itawamba circa 2010, where Ladarius Cole steals a homer in center field, scaling the wall and bringing it back. Cole would continue his career at Division II West Alabama, but flashes the leather and flashes us back to finish today's Junior College Gems.
And another great week of JUCO Gems, but ending on a little bit of a bittersweet note, as this is my last show on NJCAA All Access. I am moving on to a different organization, but leaving the show in great hands with Zach.
Always very thankful founding member of NJCAA All Access of the show, and it won't be the same without you. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break for the show for a couple of weeks for the basketball tournament, and we will be back 2 weeks from today here on NJCAA All Access. That's all we got for you. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on the NJCAA Network.